Internet. We're gonna have Robert Pattinson play Batman. What do you think?
Yeah, not interested. The guy just doesn't say Batman, I'm sorry. It's called The Dark Knight, not The Shadowy Squire.
With the new trailer hot off the presses, let's talk about how opinions have changed.
And welcome to another episode of the Cosmic Disaster Show. Welcome, everybody. I'm Tommy D. And joining us this week, as always, going around the room, we have I was going to say the man, the myth, the legend, but I pushed the button, and it's Radio Beesh.
What's up?
You're not a man, and you're not a myth, but you are a legend.
Yes,
absolutely.
Very much so.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. And also, we've got, from the Outer Rim territory of Boston, it's Spanky Daddy Louie.
Hello, children.
What, not feeling so spanky anymore?
That's from Nerds on Ice, so if you haven't seen that, go watch it.
Because it's good. It's good shit. And from around the corner, down on the street. The something where the good boys
Granny Jackie
like to meet. It's Granny Jackie. Jay Quellen.
Granny Jackie.
My glasses are fogging up. Look.
Yeah, you're excited.
I'm a hot granny.
You're a hot granny.
I'm having hot flashes. Oh my god.
Nana, what is it? Nana Jackie? What did we say?
I don't know.
So
Nana Jackie.
This week on your Cosmic Disaster Show, we are talking about the Batman. And we have got so much to talk about. So we're going to roll into that. We're going to dive into there. But stick around because we have your chance to win your very own customized official Circle of Nerds hoodie. So we're going to have our safe word later on in the show. So stick around for that. And we also are going to be, what is that? Oh, your safe word. So we're also going to have your answers for question of the week. So on our Facebook group, we will pose a question. And the question of the week this week was, we were asking people, what is your dream Batman and Joker team? That can be anything. That could be any iteration, any actor from any time frame. So you could say Adam West and Heath Ledger. That is my Batman and Joker dream team, whatever. So we posed the question to you. You answered. We're going to be reading those a little bit later on the show. Stick around for that. But first, Jay Quellen, you put something together very nice. So let's check it out.
All right. Robert Pattinson, prominent Hufflepuff, sparkly vampire, most handsome man in the world. No, really, you can't argue with science. Since the film casting heard round the world, over 75,000 people have signed petitions to recast the role. That's right, that's how many people did not want to see Pattinson play Edward Cullen. And boy, were they right or what? I mean, those 5 movies only grossed a little over $3.3 billion in the box office. And that's 2012 money. This brooding Brit is no stranger to disappointing fans who obviously have their own opinions and ideas of how characters look and act. Even Stephanie Myers, the author of the Twilight series, wanted Henry Cavill to play the vegetarian vampire. Hello, Batman vs. Superman! Of course, plenty of petitions are circulating now too, but hopefully the teaser released last week is calming some nerves. Or maybe even getting people excited. Before we discuss, I'd like to read a fan's reaction post from June of last year. I saw Pattinson in Cosmopolis and The Rover, and in both cases, he managed to diminish the movies with the same bland, wooden, and yes, constipated look in one-dimensional performance. So yeah, not too enthused about his casting as Batman. But who knows? Anyways, all joking and juvenile insults aside, he may prove to be indeed inspired casting for this role and character. After all, people had reservations about Michael Keaton and Christian Bale as well, and they were proven wrong. About Kilmer, Clooney, and Affleck, those objections were proven mostly right. So how about this? will adopt a wait-and-see attitude before rendering final judgment. That's the best I can do. It's a little all over the place, sure, but it made a good point. And I wish that's how everyone could have taken the Bat news. I was so proud of myself, you guys.
That was really good. The Bat news. It was just, you are the princess of puns. You are, that was...
It's like when they couldn't, she sounded like the ladies that when they couldn't use the makeup, the movie where they couldn't wear any makeup, and the newscasters were all fucked up shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was in...
Not that she's fucked up. I'm just saying.
I mean, if I couldn't wear makeup, I would be. Ew.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that was because the Joker was fucking with all of the different chemicals and things,
Yeah.
so everyone was afraid to wear any kind of personal hygiene product.
right.
Yeah.
So adding the news kind of made a nod to it, I think.
All right, so
So that's cool.
So, let's roll the trailer. We'll have a look at the trailer. For those, the 3 people out there who haven't seen it.
I mean, most of it was in the featurette.
Well, so then maybe we won't roll the trailer. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I have to say, pleasantly surprised.
No.
Radio Biz, you say no?
Well, no, I like the trailer. It looks really good. I'm still not happy with the Batman. I think he actually looks a little too emo. You know what I mean? Like, Batman's supposed to be a businessman, and even as a young man, he still looked professional. I mean, even in Gotham, he looks like a little professional businessman.
I actually saw some memes of his screen captures from the trailer, and then comparing him to emo Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3.
No.
Yes.
You know what? You know who?
Hair is all like black and like down in his face and stuff.
Nope. Robert Smith from The Cure. That's 100% who he was. He had the hair. He had the eye makeup. Not a lot of people these days know about Robert Smith or The Cure, but that was the guy.
Well, there was that Geek of the Week video. That long lost Geek of the Week video about Robert Smith.
We'll have to just go ahead and pull that out and just run it. We'll run it for this episode.
This week, we want to give a little shout out to our Circle of Nerds Facebook group. We asked for Geek of the Week nominations, and they delivered. 2 people. Now, the first nominee was our very own fearless leader, Tommy Neeson. But much like everyone's hero, Jon Snow, he didn't want it. How selfless, right? So our other nominee was Robert Smith. I looked up who Robert Smith was, and it looks like he was the lead singer of a little band called The Cure. Now you might wonder why nerds would want to honor this man. Besides his musical career, I think it's obvious from his pictures that he was also the inspiration for iconic movie characters like Dr. Frankenfurter from the Rocky Horror Picture Show or Edward Scissorhands. Now to quote the only song I know from this band, I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray, and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday. I'm in love.
Yeah, I think the emo thing really... I mean, I know he's emo, but come on.
But it's also of course, he's going to be emo. I mean, his parents were killed, but this is year 2 Batman.
Know, but...
So he's still young. He's not...
I know.
He's not that savvy businessman that we're used to. He's, trying to find himself.
No.
No, you don't think so?
He wasn't. They didn't really show him very much in the trailer, honestly.
They really don't.
It was the end piece, just that little.
Yeah, I mean,
So
the
we
only
don't
time
really
that you
see him
saw
as
him,
Bruce.
right? The only time that you really saw him fully as Bruce was in the scene where he's like grabbing that kid and pulling him away from the car as like the car.
Oh,
Yeah.
as Bruce. Oh,
As
Yeah.
Bruce,
As
right?
Bruce.
Every other time, like you see him as Bruce with like his face covered with the eye mask, like when he's watching whatever it was he was watching, and then they show him at the end, take the cowl off, and he's like standing there. but the only time that you see him like in a suit and tie is when he pulls that kid away from the car. So
And
they
that
didn't
was at
really
that
show
funeral.
him very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it was at a
It
funeral.
was a funeral.
I don't know.
I think he's going to be as good as Clooney.
Do very well.
It's going to do great. And I did not agree with what you said, Jay Quellen, about Kilmer and Clooney. Kilmer is arguably the best Bruce Wayne.
That was a quote. That was not me.
Okay.
I was reading a quote.
But I think Robert's going to do a great job. I think that he understands. Like I shit on Ben Affleck when I found out that he was going to be Batman. I was like, yeah, nope, not no. And I stand by that. I think he was a decent Bruce Wayne, but as Batman, he sucked.
I thought he was the best Bruce Wayne we've gotten.
Next to Clooney, sure, but
no. Clooney was too popular of a character to play the role of Bruce Wayne.
You think so?
Or he was too popular of an actor. Yeah, he was too mainstream of a name. Christian Bale kind of was too, but I didn't like Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne either. I mean, if you think about like all of the actors when they actually played Bruce Wayne, I mean, Ben Affleck obviously is a huge actor too, but he just played the role. I don't know. He just played it really well. Like
he was a good
maybe
Bruce.
It's just the way he looks.
I agree.
Bruce. He was a pretty good Bruce.
I agree. He does.
Maybe it's just the way he looks.
He had the physicality. I think he played. I like that there was. He
He's got
did.
A little chin dimple.
He does. But he did have that.
Chin butt.
He had that air of not necessarily arrogance, but it's like he's so confident in himself that it comes off as being just a little bit on the cocky side. But he didn't overdo it.
But that's Bruce.
That's Bruce, right?
That's Bruce. Bruce is that way.
Absolutely.
He's kind of a dick.
But only because that's his disguise. You know, the billionaire playboy, you know, he's a douchebag, but that's his disguise. He is Batman. He is the Batman.
Right.
You know, just like Superman. You know, his disguise is Clark Kent. You know, because he is Superman.
Okay, but yeah, I don't. Well, anyway, that's a different story.
That's a whole other podcast.
But Superman, that's
a whole other episode. So let me ask you guys this. So with the Batman trailer, we all watched it, and there were little Easter eggs here. It's pretty obvious it's going to be the Riddler, and we've got Colin Farrell in there who looks to be like he's going to be the Penguin. Was that Colin Farrell?
And he looks nothing like himself.
No.
Holy crap.
No. Yeah, it is crazy.
Like
they have to be prosthetics, man.
Like, why did they even hire him if they were going to completely cover him in prosthetics?
He looks like a completely different person.
Yeah, they said he gained a bunch of weight.
I was like, there's no way that's freaking Colin Farrell. And like,
but why? Why Colin Farrell if they're going to disguise him?
Well, because
like that,
maybe
I don't
he nailed
understand.
the audition.
Yeah, he nailed the role, but he didn't have a look.
No, but yeah. So can I just say, I'm anxious to see how Robert Pattinson pulls off Bruce Wayne, because like you said, that's his disguise. So he's Batman. He is, he's like the millionaire out there fighting crime, whatever. So like Robert Pattinson himself is worth $100 million. He is very he's not in the public eye. He doesn't own big mansions or whatever. It says like the biggest purchase he's ever made was a car, and he spent like $1,500 on it. Like I think he drives a beater car. He gives all of his money to charities. He's like for real the do-gooder guy, in the background donating money places. He doesn't care about that. So I'm really anxious to see how he does play Bruce, because that is his disguise, and I'm excited to see that, and I think he's gonna be great.
Now, are you saying that as the Batman hopeful, or are you saying that as Team Edward?
Both. Absolutely both.
No, so Radio Beach, you seem pretty fired up about this. I don't know. I just don't.
You can't get past the vampire sparkly thing, can you?
I don't like sparkly vampires, but only because I, grew up with Anne Rice.
Sure.
So I think that is, and obviously other movies before, just regular Dracula movies, just straight up black and white. I mean, he didn't sparkle.
So what do you? Okay,
I just didn't like that part. I think.
Now, aside
I'm
from
an equal
him,
opportunity vampire lover. I love all the vampire movies.
So all right, so
and I watched all the Twilight movies. I watched all of them.
So let me ask you this
I thought
then.
they were decent.
So as let's say you didn't know who Robert Pattinson was, right? And you as this lover of Anne Rice films, and you've been exposed to Batman your whole life. You didn't know about him being sparkly vampire boy or whatever.
Right.
What is your takeaway from the trailer?
I think he was, and I know it's year 2.
But I mean the trailer as a whole, not just him, but the trailer as a whole.
Oh, as a whole, I like, and I said before, I like the trailer. It looks like it's going to be a good movie. Love Batman movies anyway. I like the funny ones. This just seems like it's a darker one, obviously, and that's perfectly fine. I think he looks too young for the role, and I think he still should be a little seasoned. Even though he just became Batman, he still was to get up to that point. He had to practice. He had experience. I don't know. He just doesn't seem.
I mean,
he seems
34.
too young. That's young.
It's young. It's young for Batman, but he's 34.
Young for me because I'm old. But
well, it's young compared to the last couple Batmans, right?
Batmans.
I mean,
yes.
Yeah, the last couple of Batmans have been older guys. Affleck is not young anymore. Clooney's not young, or wasn't young even then when he made the movie.
So,
and I get what you're saying, Jackie. Jake Quillen. Sorry, I get what you're saying.
We don't have to use our code names all the time.
I don't know. If it's year 2, I understand that he is younger, a younger version.
So, and this,
I mean, I don't know.
And my question is, like, if we go back to, I know there's a lot of like I always go back to Mask of the Phantasm, which is still probably one of the best Batman films, animated or live action.
It's the best.
It is. Great story.
It's epic.
Great acting, great backstory. We really get to see inside Bruce's brain and heart. And that's where we see who he really is. He stopped being Bruce Wayne the day his parents died. He became the Batman the day his parents died. And that's why I always say that Bruce Wayne is the disguise. And with most other, heroes, that's not the case. Like with Spider-Man. Spider-Man is very much Peter Parker. He likes being Peter Parker. He cares about Peter Parker. Bruce is just keeping up appearances. Because he hates his. I think he hated. He hates his life. His life. But I think he does. I think I think like for Bruce Wayne,
he's got PTSD.
Oh God, like a motherfucker. But I think like his life is like this weird. He has this weird duality in his life, and I don't just mean there's a duality of Batman and Bruce, obviously, but his life and his lifestyle, it makes everything possible, but it also holds him back. I think. In many ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, on one hand, the billions give him the ability to do what he needs to do, but then at the same time, those billions force him to put on that public face. And he's conflicted on so many different levels.
That's true. Well, and to be honest, if he was poor, he'd be in the loony bin. He would not be Batman.
No, Jim Gordon would be like, you need to put that motherfucker in an Arkham. Or he'd be wearing hockey pads.
He would.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
But I mean, the money is a big aspect to what Batman is. If he didn't have that money, he'd be in Arkham.
Yeah,
with
probably.
The crazies.
Probably. Now, are there too many villains in this? This has always been a complaint of mine for Batman movies. I just want one and done. Just Batman versus one villain.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's one and done because
I like multiple villains.
It's too much because
it depends. It depends on like how much backstory they're really bringing into it and how much they're developing each character.
Right.
It has to be very carefully done.
And so far up to this point, it really hasn't been. I mean, like when it's Batman versus someone, and since the Batman now, this film is supposedly going to be based more as like a crime drama. We get to see the detective side of Batman. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it should be the Batman versus the Riddler, trying to figure out this person, find this person.
And I think to be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, and I think all of the other villains that we know about, Penguin, Catwoman, and possibly the introduction of the Court of Owls.
Right.
I feel like the Riddler is going to be the overall big bad, and the other characters that you talked about, all those other villains, they're going to be chess pieces in the overarching story. It's not going to be like a Batman versus Penguin, Batman versus, and then developing those characters to be future villains in future movies if this movie does well and they decide to continue with this storyline into a trilogy or something like that.
Well, it is a trilogy.
So if you look at like the Dark Knight movies, right, there wasn't a lot of villains at all. The first movie had Scarecrow, but the end villain ended up being Ra's al Ghul.
Right.
Scarecrow was just a pawn.
Yeah.
The second movie was all about the Joker. It created Two-Face at the end, but he wasn't really a villain until 10 minutes left in the movie. And then again at the end in Dark Knight Rises, you had Bane, but he ended up just being a pawn for Ra's al Ghul's daughter, whatever her name.
I feel like Bane always gets that. He's just
Poor Bane.
Bane's just tossed to the side.
Yeah.
No, but Catwoman in this is not even Catwoman yet. If you look in the trailer, she's just a cat burglar, basically. She's wearing a thing. She's not in her Catwoman form yet. So I think there is going to be some character development or some forming of Catwoman because she's not Catwoman yet. At least not in the teaser, in the trailer that they showed.
It seems to me like they're going off of more of the Gotham storyline, like the actual show.
Well, it's based
because
on
he's darker, he's
book.
a little bit emo.
Yeah.
No, I know, but
You're talking about like the vibe.
There's like little nods to,
Yeah.
So, and I know like with the oh my God, the riddle that they show in the trailer, somebody already solved it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I think because what did it say? What does a liar do when he dies?
When he's dead.
He lies still. He lies still. Yeah. So now, Louis, you had mentioned, you said if the film does well. Do you think it's going to be a question of if, or is this a certainty? Will this movie do well? Do you think this movie will get to like Avengers money? Do you think it will be that successful?
I don't know because a lot is going to depend on the pandemic.
Sure.
Big time, because like there's movies that are now releasing, like I think today actually is day one, the new Mutants.
Bill and Ted.
Right. So Bill and Ted's on video on demand though. Whereas the New Mutants
watch it.
Not. It went straight to theaters and it's not on video on demand. That movie's going to do horrible. And it sucks because if you look at the trailers, it looks really good.
It does.
And so like, I think a lot is going to depend on what the world is like when this movie finally comes out. If they wait until the world is back to normal to release the movie, I think they're going to have to do a good job of hyping it.
You'll be 40.
And at the end of the day, it's a Batman movie, right?
Sure.
So I think most Batman movies do well, but the last three iterations of Batman, Batman versus Superman,
Justice League, and what else did Batman show up in? See, it's forgettable. He was in the Suicide Squad.
He was in the Suicide Squad for like 5 minutes. Yeah.
But see how forgettable?
Those movies sucked, right? So like,
they didn't.
I think fans are kind of burnt out. So, but then
there's so much controversy over Robert Pattinson.
But then the Joker came out, right? And there was so much controversy around the Joker. It blew everybody's minds and it did really, really well. And now everybody's like, they want to see more Joker. So I don't know.
So that brings us around to the next bit. That Joker, not my Joker, by the way. # not my Joker. But
Joaquin Phoenix is not your Joker?
No.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it 3 times.
Yes.
I wanted it to be my Joker, but I also understand that he may have just been the catalyst for the real Joker. Like, you know, there are people that are saying they theorize that he wasn't the Joker. Someone is going to.
No, he's not.
Right. Someone else is going to step up and be that. And I personally would like to see that tied into the Batman. I would like to have those two movies connected in some way.
Sure.
You know, because
they haven't cast Joker yet.
I know, and a lot of people are saying, well, you know what? Let's maybe not. You know, it's always Joker, 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 Joker. You know, there's this Batman has a rogues gallery of some really, really good bad guys. So maybe
that we've never seen in a film.
Right.
But the Joker's written into movies 2 and 3 of the trilogy.
Right.
Like I think the script's already written.
But you got to give the people what they want.
Joker
the people, the masses, are going to want Joker at some point. But I love the Joker too. But also, it's who do you cast?
Right.
You know, who do you cast?
Who do you cast? Who's the Joker?
Who's the
opposite
Joker?
Robert Pattinson.
Opposite
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner, yeah. There you go. So now it's Team Edward and Team Jacob all over again. And you got to bring back
Team Jacob all the way.
You got to bring Kristen Stewart. She should have been Catwoman.
Jacob.
Right?
Nah.
Kristen Stewart is Catwoman.
But you know, I do think that
she could hide jewels in her mouth because her mouth never closes. So she was
right.
Damn.
But I do think Robert Pattinson is so used to working opposite someone who has no facial expression that like the Catwoman they cast is perfect.
So maybe they should have cast her as Batman.
So funny.
Maybe she should have played Batman. Just blank
She's
face.
Batgirl.
They could cast her as Clayface. No, because then she'd need to be a good actress.
There you go. Damn.
Because Clayface is a brilliant actor as well. So, all right. So that brings us to our question of the week.
Right.
I need a fanfare. I have a fanfare button. That's not it. Anyway, I have a fanfare button. No. So, question of the week. Question of the week, of course, was who is your Batman and Joker dream team? You can pull from any iteration of the two, and we asked you your opinion on this, and this is what you told us. Radio Biche.
Hey, so we got Stephanie. She said Christian Bale and Heath Ledger, but voiced by Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill.
All right. So we get their bodies.
Why would we voice over?
No, that's we said any iteration.
That's fair.
So
that's fair.
Lego Batman and Adam West.
But Heath Ledger's gonna be CGI'd because he's dead.
Well, this
Maybe
is
his ghost coming.
But this is
anyway.
This is it's a fantasy world.
Sorry.
So Nick Sweet, hey Nick, it's Michael Keaton plays old Bruce Wayne, either Aidan Gallagher or Jaden Smith plays Terry McGinnis.
Oh.
He has way more. Nick has way more. Read the rest of Nick's posts. He's
got a lot.
Things.
Oh, he cast
Brad Garrett.
He cast the whole movie.
Yeah. No, he did.
Yeah.
But you have to read it all because he did it. So.
Yeah. So Brad Garrett Powers, Tiffany Bone or Ink, however they spelled it. He didn't even know what it was. Michael B. Jordan plays the Joker, gang leader. Okay, we go to Louis. I mean.
No, you can skip me.
No. How can I skip you?
Louis, we're not skipping you. What is it?
Jack Nicholson has the best look as Joker. Mark Hamill has the best voice. I approve of the Mark Hamill. Jack Nicholson was fine. He's just fun. Michael Keaton had the best Batman look. Kevin Conroy has the best voice. What else you right here? You should read this, Louis.
No one has done a perfect Bruce Wayne. I'm still looking.
Agreed.
So you're saying Ben Affleck's the closest?
I think Ben Affleck is the closest, personally.
Okay.
Look in persona.
Ben Affleck.
D says Ben Affleck and Heath Ledger. That's our D.
Mm-hmm.
So Daniel. And Justin, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. Best combo ever. And there's more comments here and they're not pulling up for me. I have one.
What is
I
it?
have two. I have David Bajorn. I can't say his name. Angel, Angel and
Oh, Boreanaz.
Boreanaz.
David Boreanaz as Bruce Wayne Batman?
As Bruce Wayne and
Oh.
Mark Hamill. And Mark Hamill as the Joker, obviously.
Oh.
Not the voice, like actually
Man, they're
do it.
old. So it would have to be a different story. But
They're
yeah.
old, but they're gorgeous. But anyway, not Mark. Well, Mark Hamill's fine. And then Jensen Ackles, Dean, and Misha Collins, Castiel. That would be funny. I think Dean would make a cute. I think he'd make a cute Batman.
Actually, he if I'm not mistaken,
and Misha can be funny.
Misha would actually probably be a decent Scarecrow or Joker. I don't know if he can go dark enough, but he's got some acting chops. He really does, from what I've seen.
He does.
But
I think he could go dark.
But Dean,
he goes dark on the show.
Louis, I see you. But Dean, Jensen Ackles, right? I believe that he does the voice for the Red Hood, and he actually cosplayed the Red Hood, and the Red Hood, of course, is it Jason Todd? One of
Oh my God, you guys!
Yes, Jason Todd.
One of the Robins becomes the Red
That's
Hood.
why I raised my hand, Jackie.
Yes. Okay. Yes. What?
So I don't know if we should bring this up now, but something huge in the nerdyverse just happened.
What happened?
But we're not
Right
showing
now.
this till Wednesday. Oh my God!
What? Who died?
Chadwick Boseman died.
What?
The guy who plays Black Panther.
Yeah.
He died.
Oh, wait, how? What?
Cancer.
Colon cancer. He was 43 years old.
Oh God, does Chris know?
What?
I don't know.
Oh, Chris is gonna be.
Was he being treated?
That's what I'm saying. He must not. He
was battling with it for a while, it says.
Oh my God.
He just didn't tell anybody.
No, he kept this quiet.
He probably kept it, private.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's sad.
And we're all shocked, and this is gonna show like next week. But like, oh my God.
Yeah, I just looked down at my phone, and it was like Robert had messaged me, and he was like, "Did you know this?" And the name didn't register. And then my wife texted me and said the internet is blowing up.
Yeah.
And then I pulled it up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, that's crazy."
Oh, I haven't refreshed my page. It's probably on my page.
Yeah, my
Oh,
Facebook
gosh.
is like.
Mine is
blowing up.
Cassandra Fears posted it 11 minutes ago.
He was diagnosed with colon cancer 4 years ago.
Oh,
And
He's been dealing with it for the past 4 years.
Yeah, my page is blowing up too.
And that's
sad.
That's through filming.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Filming now?
no, but when
No,
he was
no.
when
he was
He would have been
filming
dealing with it
while
while
dealing
they
Oh,
Yeah.
when he was
filming all
dealing
that.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Oh,
that's like
that's horrible.
Raul Julia when he was going through cancer, he was playing M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie, and
That's right. And then he died.
Yeah, and he was going through chemo. He was losing weight, throwing up. I mean, it was terrible.
I love that movie.
It's
too.
a great movie. It's not a great movie.
It's not a great movie.
But it's a
It's a
fun
cosmic
movie.
disaster. We could probably make an episode.
We need to do that. Worst video
That's
game
true.
movie. But he did that. He did that movie because his kids love the game. So
Oh.
and so he fucking toughed it out to be in that movie. But
Yeah.
He wanted them to have it so they could always have it when he's gone.
yeah,
But Chadwick Boseman was so young. I mean, 43. That's very young.
and he was on top of the world.
Very young.
I
Yeah.
mean, the Black Panther franchise was just growing, just starting.
Yes.
You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, we had an episode a few weeks back about casting Storm and all of the upcoming like Storm meets Black Panther movies and whatever they're gonna.
God,
Yeah.
this changes everything. I mean, it changes so much. I mean, look at what this. I mean, this is a huge blow to the Black Lives Matter movement. I mean, this
Yeah.
is a huge blow to Black
That's
cinema.
horrible.
because of the Black Panther film, I always thought that the Black Panther film honestly was, a bone thrown, from, Marvel and Disney, just like, what, let's give them something. But I don't think that they realized, right. It was a really good film and it was polarizing. And I don't think that they could have realized, I think that the studio executives just wanted black money. And because for the most part, that's all they care about. Studio execs, they want money. That's what they care about. But
it's not about Batman anymore, is it?
Well, no, it can't be. It can't be about Batman now. It can't be.
No, because that's horrible. Black Panther was such a good movie. It was such a good movie. I love that movie.
And it's a great character. It was a completely underplayed character, obviously in the cinematic universe, but it was, he was getting his due. But
he was getting there, yeah.
But in the comics, Black Panther is a big deal in the comics. It's been around for decades. This is not a new character. Black Panther is not a new character. He's been around for decades. There's a vast and rich history and story to him. I mean, there's his rivalry with Wolverine, his love affair with Storm, his little intimate of intimates with Sue Storm. I mean, there's Black Panther, he gets around. But it's a character, and now especially during this time in history, Black Panther's an important character.
It is.
Because you always hear things like, oh, we're going to have a black Batman. We're going to have a black Superman. And, that's all well and good, but we haven't yet. But can we have a black hero who was written and created as a black hero instead of borrowing someone else's identity, which is essentially what you're doing? You're a black Superman, you're borrowing Superman's identity. A black Batman, you're borrowing the identity of Batman. But can we get a hero of color who was designed that way? So that people of color can have heroes that look like them. Black Panther was that to millions of people. Millions of people.
You got to remember, I mean, they can, Wakanda is its own.
Yeah, Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever now.
It's forever. So I know this is horrible. This is saddening to hear, but at least they have a whole universe that they can expand on and pass the torch to someone else to be a Black Panther.
And I'm sure they'll recast.
The Blade movies are rebooting too. So
the Blade movies are rebooting and being recast. But I mean, you can't. I mean, who's going to replace him?
And he did a good job.
He
did a great job playing the character.
I don't think he should be replaced. I think the torch should be passed, like literally in film, like he died and now this is going to be his son or
so T'Challa dies.
That nature.
Well, the Black Panther line obviously has been handed down from generation
passed down from right. So T'Challa died, his son, a son or whatever. So they can come up with something.
That's a good idea. But
so I don't think he should be recast.
So don't recast T'Challa. Have T'Challa pass away in the films, and then the new actor is the new Black Panther.
Right, like open the film with the new Black Panther being initiated by the family, and then they explain what happened to T'Challa. So
but
that's what I would do. But big film, they don't care. They're gonna.
It's not that they don't care. Like it's gonna break down their entire Marvel infrastructure that they've built out the next probably 5 years at least, and have all of
at least
screenplays done.
There's gonna.
It makes me wonder if they've even started filming Black Panther 2, because I think Black Panther 2 was one of the. You know how they put out that little timeline, like the MCU timeline, where it's like, here's the next 10 years worth of Marvel movies
or whatever.
I feel like, and I'd have to look, but I feel like Black Panther 2 was towards the front of that timeline.
Right.
So now it's like, do they push the timeline? Do they rewrite the story?
It was in my
because I'm sure a lot of it had to do with him. What, the timeline?
Go watch last week's episode. It's in my featurette.
Well, anyway, but that's so that's not good.
Man.
Yeah,
We
it
don't
sucks.
look at our phones during
Is
shows.
this the end
That's
of the show?
awful.
We still have Inner Circle, guys.
I know.
So that sucks.
Man, that does suck.
Remember when we were not going to do the show tonight?
Maybe we shouldn't have.
If we would have done it tomorrow, it would have been the Black Panther episode.
Yeah. Well,
There's
it's fine.
There's no way we could have talked about Batman after this. Man.
Well, now we have a
Now we have both.
double feature:
Yeah.
Batman and Black Panther.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know what to do now. I don't even know what to do.
I know what to do.
The safe word.
The safe word. All right, guys. So if you remember, last week we had a safe word. If you don't remember, go back and watch that episode. This week's safe word coming out of the duck's ass is...
Anus.
Did you see it?
No.
No, and it was backwards.
Yeah, it's backwards on film.
Oh,
We were
just-
supposed to say it.
Yeah, you got to
the
say
word.
it.
The word is
You got to like.
May. May.
You got to whisper it because not everyone can
That was
hear it.
not even whispering. May.
Do it like
There
the.
you go.
Did you ever watch
Now
Password?
you didn't cover your mouth
No.
that time.
M-A-Y.
On Password, they would go, the secret word is May. The secret
Do it
word
like-
is May.
Do it like
Okay,
Cable
we're
Guy.
only supposed
Like
to say it
Cable
once.
Guy.
You guys have said it like 5 times.
Right.
The password is
All right, Tommy. Now
Cable
tell
Guy.
them what they need to
Cable
do with that word.
Guy.
All right.
Write
so,
that word down.
So write it down. Get the one from last week as well. If you put together the phrase, the first person that emails us the correct phrase wins your very own customized official Circle of Nerds hoodie. Emblazoned with your name or whatever you want to put on it. And of course, it'll have our kick-ass logo on the back. I don't know if
Such
you
a
can-
good spokesmodel.
And P.S. The words are jumbled. You have to scramble them
it's
to
a
make the actual
scramble.
phrase.
And as an extra little bit of fun, once you unscramble it, the phrase ties directly to the film that we're going to do for our end of season watch party, and that we hope you'll all be a participant of. You're all invited.
October 2nd.
October 2nd, our watch party. And so the mystery movie is directly related to this particular phrase, which is a quote from the movie. So yeah, so good luck. Hopefully we will have a very happy winner. And I'm also reaching out to a few other places, and we might be able to put together a prize pack. So it might not just be, a Circle of Nerds hoodie. You might get a Circle of Nerds hoodie, as well as perhaps some stickers or maybe some other merchandise from other vendors and other little fun areas. So it'll be like a fun little nerdy prize pack. And Marilyn Monroe will come back from beyond the grave and stroke you with her
Too soon.
11th toe.
Let's not talk about Beyond the Grave right now.
And deliver it to her, to
And
you.
deliver it. Yeah. So, man,
I'm
that's
just saying, because we're supposed to, not know who has the word. So we have to show other. That's the reason why we all have a safe, right?
yes, that
Look.
is very right.
Oh, there's nothing in mine. Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and probably wrap up, and we'll move on to the inner circle. We'll continue on, I think, with our discussion of the dream team Batman and Joker, because I want to talk about that Willem Dafoe thing.
Yeah.
Mind the gap.
And we didn't
yeah,
have an
inner
inner
circle
circle
for that.
topic, so.
Don't say that out
Keep talking
loud.
about-
So
Oh,
So that's the topic.
that's
that.
the
I mean, it
topic.
was that.
I think
it
we'll
You'll watch the clip.
Yep.
And yeah.
watch the clip, watch that little short film, and then we'll talk about exactly why Willem Dafoe is indeed the only living human who could possibly play the Joker and capture all of his many, many sides. And we will discuss on the inner
What
circle.
about Taylor Lautner? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No.
But I did. Somebody made a picture of him as the Joker after it was announced that Robert Pattinson was
Terrible.
Batman, and it was
Horrible.
stupid.
Horrible.
It was terrible.
Horribly. So we're going to jump into the inner circle. Petroni, of course. What we're going to do this week for you is we're going to go back to our Super Show format. Rather than uploading 2 different shows, we're going to give you a super show. So it's just going to be nonstop from beginning to end just for you. And if you would like to be a member of our inner circle and join the legion of Patroni that we have, all you have to do is head on over to www.patreon.com. I'm shook over this news. I really am. I didn't realize it was going to hit me so hard. Head on over to patreon.com/circle of nerds. Ding! My hand disappears in the blackness of the night. Okay. Head on over to patreon.com/circle of nerds and sign up. And you too can be a valued Patroni, and you'll get all kinds of like really cool, fun behind the scenes perks and whatnot, like the inner circle and early access to the show. So it's really cool.
Y'all look really depressed.
This is bad news. And we're
I'm
trying
gonna go get ice cream.
It's sad.
I'm gonna get ice cream for the inner circle. I'm gonna go get ice cream because that's sad.
I mean, I might need to open this.
Yeah, maybe. So Patroni, stick around.
It's Red Wine Day.
It is Red Wine Day and National Power Ranger
Day.
So
like, yay, it's Power Ranger.
But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, we're dedicating the show. Oh man, all right. Well, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go. Inner circle time. I don't know what that's gonna look like at this point, but
welcome to the shit show.
But yeah, thoughts and prayers to family, friends, and fans all over the world. This is a huge blow, but the world will get stronger and keep on spinning. But this is, it's bad. So, we're gonna go out on a moment of silence. I think that would be appropriate. So, yeah. So we're gonna go out on a moment of silence. So everyone, thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you because you could be doing anything else right now, but you're listening to us or watching us. So we appreciate you for that. And my closing catchphrase doesn't even feel appropriate, so I'm gonna skip it. So we're just gonna close on a moment of silence. So thank you everyone again, and thoughts and prayers to family and friends. So